everyone. Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And for this show, it's just Banshee. Welcome to my Material Matters segment that comes on every Sunday to prepare you for cha-ching, the material matters in life for the week ahead. So I am here today to do the elemental associations, of course, for each astrological sign. Well, not each astrological sign, for the elemental signs, air, fire, water, and earth. And I'm dropping my cards, so we're off to a great start. Today I'm going to do a card for the collective from my Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. I'm going to read, whether it's upright or reversed, I'm going to read the interpretation for the financial area that she has, as this is a material reading. So let's see what we get for the collective. This is for everybody. Some things to ponder for the week ahead. Wow. And I have the Higher Power card. Whoa, I think that would be pretty good, but let's just see. Okay, I think I am there. Higher Power. Well, the essential meanings of the card is conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committed to a partnership with spirit. So the prosperity message, sometimes your work just flows through you. Ideas come rushing in, and inspiration bubbles up from a wellspring you didn't even know you could access. When you enter agreements, begin projects, and negotiate deals with spirit as partner, you will always succeed. Let your higher power lead. The synchronicities and intuitive nudges you feel will help you see which way you are being pointed, giving you confidence to move forward in the right direction. Don't forget to give credit where credit's due. You wouldn't be a success without Spirit's guidance. Humility will serve you well when this symbol appears. Wow, that is an awesome card for this reading today. And we're going to move right on with the air signs. This is for your week ahead with all material, financial matters, your weekly forecast for success in business, education, and finances. And I just created this reading specifically for my Material Matters show. See what we get for you guys. Card 1 is the focus card, and the focus card is the devil. Yikes. It seems to me that the devil indicates there's going to be lots of temptations, lots of obsessive behavior. Watch the urge to splurge, don't overspend, don't overdo. Keep everything in moderation and balance. You don't want to be chained to the material world. You don't want to be so obsessed with your job this week that you forget about the other people in your lives. You don't want to gamble all your money away. You don't want to do anything out of proportion. Try to find that moderation, guys. Air signs, be careful. Card 2. How can you best prepare yourself for what you need to focus on this week? What do you need to know? Well, that's an interesting card. The Page of Cups reversed. And so to me, that's indicating that you guys, you got to, Maybe some of this obsessive behavior is based on the fact that you're feeling a little emotionally unfulfilled right now. That there's a lack of balance, that maybe you're looking at things through unrealistic eyes. You have unrealistic expectations of where things should be going, and so therefore you start to splurge, or you start to go overboard on things. So come back down to reality a little bit. If you want your dreams to succeed, they have to have a basis in reality and practicality. So beware of the emotions this week and how they affect your behavior. What your interactions with others will be in the material world, whether it be cooperation or conflict. Well, holy cow. We have the Ace of Pentacles upright. It's very possible that somebody else can, there'll be people who will be able to guide you with your financial matters and concerns. As a matter of fact, this is a great time, I think, to start a partnership. If you've been thinking and talking to somebody about this could be the week to seal the deal. It looks like others are very willing to help you in some way with your finances. If you're going to school, your education, maybe somebody will steer you on the right path, with what courses you should be taking at this time. Very, very positive element there for you, working with others this week. If you're working on a team at work, for example, teamwork should be paying off. Will there be gains or losses this week? Forward or backward movement, or no movement at all for you, air signs? Well, you know what? When all is said and done, maybe it's time to take a couple steps back by week's end and really evaluate things. And so let's take a look at what we've got here, because I think we need to look at the totality to see how we've come to this conclusion. The focus this week is trying to maintain a balance and not let your material world take over your life, and not to let things get out of balance there, whether it's overspending, over gambling, whatever the case may be, overworking in particular. Be careful of that. And the part of the reason this is occurring, I think, is because you have the Page of Cups here, which is emotional, and it's talking about the fact that maybe you are not grounded in reality. Maybe you're letting your dreams and the internal world get the best of you, and therefore it's causing you to react in the way you are, with overdoing it. We have to really kind of base our dreams and our visions and our focus for this week in reality. All right. So then the second card in the middle is saying others could help you achieve your financial and your business goals this week, working in teams, getting some consultation with people, possibly establishing a partnership. All of this is favored this week. But that leads to card 4, where maybe you take a step back and you really reevaluate where you are going. Are you heading in the right direction? Is this really working for you? That is not saying that it's not, because sure, that Ace of Pentacles looks great, but you're going to do some real reevaluation by week's end to make sure you are on that right path. And it does seem that emotions dominate things this week a little bit. I can see that even with the Devil card here. So try to maintain some emotional balance and stability, and maybe by week's end, taking a step back to reevaluate would be a good thing for you, air signs. All right, so we're going to move on to the fire signs. My favorite, because I am a fire sign. Let's see what we have for you. I hope everybody is staying safe out there, and please don't forget to wear a mask. Take care of yourself so you can continue to work hard and take care of others in your life. Okay, fire signs, here we go. I'm anxious to see this one myself. So the focus card for the week ahead. It's the Tower reversed, guys. Oh dear. You know, we're going to have one of those tower moments, and unfortunately, it looks as though we're going to have a hard time absorbing the lessons we need to from this experience. Now, this might indicate that plans and projects go awry, kind of blow up in our faces, and we are meant to learn something from this so we can move on in a better direction. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be overwhelmed by this crisis. So, I think in terms of things like a sudden job loss, or projects that fail. Maybe if you're in school, you're getting off at a very wrong start and you're concerned. So it's like a crisis moment, and it's how we react to these crisis moments that determine, whether we're going to sink or swim. So we got to keep our heads and our wits above us and really take in why this happened and what we need to do about it to go forward positively. Okay, card 2, how can you best prepare yourself for what you need to focus on this week? What do you need to know? Not one of my favorite cards in the tarot, not one of my favorite cards. The 5 of Swords is here, and it is upright. So what it means to me, though, actually, we can use this as a positive maybe in this case. Maybe some of the reasons that the Tower this happened is because there are some things we don't know. There are some things that maybe some information we need to gather. Maybe we need to pull some extra resources together to overcome opposition to our plans and our projects and our goals. We need to ferret out what's going on, and we might have to use some smarts, and some cunning in order to do that. So this can be a bad card a lot of times because it shows somebody kind of taking, dominating over others. But what I think we need to do here is to try to get an advantage by uncovering what might have gone wrong here because of this darn Tower card. How are interactions with others in the material world going to go? Will there be cooperation or conflict? We have the 8 of Cups upright. And I think in this case, what this is probably telling us is that we are going to walk away from something. Maybe after this implosion happens, our first instinct is to walk away. We might be leaving a job or a project or some dream behind to move on to something that will give us more satisfaction in life and more joy and more fulfillment. We may feel it is time to hit the high road. And card 4, will there be gains or losses this week? Forward or backward movement or no movement at all? Well, we have the 3 of Wands reversed here. So if you're not sensing a kind of, difficult week, you should be. This is showing that maybe there's delays. There has been some lack of preparedness. Some things that we had expected to come through are not going to happen by week's end. And I really think that's pretty clear by what is going on here. It looks as though, if we look, we have this moment where things just blow up in our faces, the Tower, and then we're kind of trying to figure out, okay, how can we make the best of the situation? How can we move forward with saving something, taking something away from it? As you see, they're taking the swords there. What can we take away from this? We desperately need to find that because the Tower demands that of us. And ultimately, the decision may be to walk away, to move on to something else that will give us more satisfaction and fulfillment in the end. And finally, I think ultimately, this week we will see that our plans and projects and our desires and what we anticipated coming through for us is not really going to happen. So I think the key and the high point is to move on to something that will bring us more joy and satisfaction, fire signs. And that's what I have for us because that's me. So I'm not mincing words here. I'm going to take in this lesson, and I hope the rest of you do too, fire signs, and good luck navigating this week ahead. All right, so water signs, we are on you. Let's see what kind of week you are going to have. And by the way, I did not mention it in the beginning, but I am using the Spirit Within Tarot by Stephen Bright for these readings. I really like this deck a lot. I may use it again. I may switch it up. Okay, water signs, let's see what we have. This is your focus card for the week. What should you put your attention on this week? Well, for you water signs, we have the Empress reversed. And the Empress reverse is kind of saying maybe you need to focus on your productivity and why it seems to be stagnating. You know, it seems as though you are in a period of inertia this week, not, and also, maybe if this is a week, let's hope not, where, you got to come up with some ideas, some brainstorming. You're just not going to be up to it. You're not going to be up to that challenge. The ideas are not flowing. If you are a writer, for example, or, you're into some creative arts, seems like you're suffering from some kind of artistic block at this time. So keep that in mind. This might be a week that might more focus on more practical matters. You might have more success on the practical as rather than the more creative and inspired side, in your financial and material affairs. So how can you best prepare for what you need to focus on this week? What do you need to know? Hey. Well, how about a retreat? How about taking a vacation this week? How about giving yourself some me time? How about getting to be on your own? And sorry, we're having a cat issue. How to maybe do this on your own and uncover what really will work for you. So the Hermit's kind of like taking a retreat, but also a retreat into yourself to explore, the depths. So maybe it's time to take a little retreat to figure out, sorry, I'm holding that card up there so long, to really figure out a direction, maybe the next course of action you need to take, and to get your bearings on things, and maybe even to try to break the mental blocks you have if you're an artist or creator. This might be the ideal way for you to break that writer's block or that creative block that you're having. Your interactions with others in the material world this week, will they cause cooperation or conflict? Well, we have the Two of Swords upright here. And for me, the Two of Swords upright shows kind of a truce, a steady balance. It shows maybe that there is going to be some cooperation, some abilities to work together. It seems like there's going to be kind of a balance in a way, but there's a little bit of tension in the air. The sword is there, and swords kind of cut, but right now they're holding steady. Let's make sure nothing tips those balance water signs. Let's try to maintain the peace. Let's try to be diplomatic and cooperative with each other, and things will work out far better if you do. Will there be gains or losses this week? Forward, backward movement, or no movement at all? Hey, I think here we've got a sword card again, but it's the Six of Swords, and look at that. It is a card of movement. It's a card of moving away from something. It's interesting because we kind of had that for the, I think it was the fire signs. So, but we had it with the Eight of Cups. But in this case, water signs, it looks like, though, you might be moving away from something that caused you some grief or sorrow or just has not been working out for you. You might be moving on to something to better things. So I think that, this is going to be an interesting week for you guys. You have to work through some issues regarding inertia, regarding blocks to creativity, regarding to your productivity levels and why you just seem stuck. And then you're going to have the Hermit here, which is saying, hey, Go within. Take a journey within and figure out what is wrong, because it is something within you that you're just going to have to kind of ferret out. So take a retreat, take a day off if you can, and you take some me time. I think it would be really helpful for you. But know that your interactions with others in the material world and at work will go pretty smoothly so long as you maintain balance and harmony and you don't rock the boat. You just keep steady and you are cooperative yourself with others. In other words, I think that Two of Swords is saying, what you give out, you'll give back. If you are on a steady keel, they will be on a steady keel. It's the duality thing. And finally, by week's end, you may be leaving something behind that just hasn't been working out right for you, whether it's an actual job or whether it's just actually something you've been working on, and you'll be deciding to move on to something better that will bring more results. So I think that's a productive, that's a good week for you, but you've got to work out some problems, and the problems are here, water signs. All right. Let's see what's going on with the earth signs. Last but not least, these are still difficult times in the financial world, and I understand that in the job market, and many of us are hoping for employment. I wish everybody the best out there in this environment. Okay, earth signs. Here we go. Okay, let's start off with the focus for this week. I have the Ace of Wands. Woohoo! Nice, earth signs. Very, very nice. That's the start of something good. That's the start of maybe a new job, a job offer. It's the start of a new plan or project. It's growth. For people who are worried about investment, maybe some of your investments will actually do better this week and grow a little. It's the start of maybe a new course of study, something that will definitely could bring rewards. The Ace of Wands. What a great start for this week, earth signs. Card 2. How can you best prepare yourself for what you need to focus on this week? What do you need to know? I have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is reversed. Well, I think, if you're off to such a great start this week, if that is your focus, you have to be careful how you interact and communicate with others, In other words, don't be boastful. Don't be, act like you are in charge. Work with others, learn to communicate effectively, and really do the opposite. Not just communicate, but listen to others this week. I think, you have to really take into account the role others may play in your success in the week ahead. And so if you do not manage your communications with others diplomatically, this could be problematic for you. Also, with the possibility of a new opportunity lurking, the Page of Swords kind of sometimes indicates to me to be aware that maybe some of the choices and decisions you make will ultimately affect your success. So be wary and make sure that you are weighing everything when you make your decisions. Don't just make sudden rash decisions. Think them through. Your interactions with others in the material world, will there be cooperation or conflict? Well, we have the Nine of Pentacles and it's reversed. So I'm wondering about this here. It's really interesting because I almost feel some kind of connection between these two cards here. The Nine of Pentacles is often a card of a solitary person enjoying their wealth. This is showing the exact opposite. In a way, it's showing somebody who maybe their material conditions aren't working for them. But also maybe what this is telling me is that, this attitude of I can do everything myself, or I'm better off on my own, and leaving other people out of your project, leaving other people out of getting credit for the success that's achieved, that could hurt you, and that will not help. So if you want to achieve success this week, make sure that you are focusing on, giving credit where credit's due and working better with others. Don't try to do everything yourself, because ultimately in the end it will work against you. Card number 4. Will there be gains, losses this week, forward, backward movement, or no movement at all? We have the Hierophant here, and the Hierophant is upright. And I almost think that this means that this is a week of the status quo. And so this is going to be a week where you might gain some wisdom or knowledge. You might actually benefit by speaking to somebody who is a mentor who could, in your field of endeavor, or maybe it's just somebody who has wisdom, let's say, a financial analyst who can help you sort things out. So I think there will be movement. Either you yourself, will gain some ground that will put you in a position where you could actually mentor or lead others, or vice versa. At any rate, let's go wrap this up and see if we can't tie this together a little bit better for you guys. So it looks like the focus this week maybe is on how to get something new started, how to get a job or project or a new course of study started, where to put your money, where best to have it grow. That is the focus, and it's a positive energy, like things could definitely sprout and grow for you this week. A new job could be in the offing, but I think a lot is going to depend on how you manage the energies here. For example, the Page of Swords reversed is saying that you're not going to prepare yourself for this possible new adventure by making rash, hasty decisions, not thinking them through. And you're not going to, make any headway at all if you're not communicating effectively with others. And by that, I also mean listening to what others are telling you. And that falls right here in with the next card in how you're interacting with others in this week ahead. It seems to me that, you kind of want to hug the show this week, that you maybe are taking over things. And it's not going to work to your advantage materially, financially, or, getting people to cooperate with where you want to go. So if you are a team leader, if you are a boss, if you are a manager, and you are taking all the credit, or you are keeping people out of the decision-making process, this will come back to hurt you. People will not cooperate with you, and they'll say, okay, you want to handle it all? Good luck with that. And ultimately, things will not work to your advantage. And finally, in the end, though, I think this is a time where, getting a mentor or somebody, in your field to talk to about things might be very beneficial for you. I think that's really what the Hierophant is all about here, is seeking out somebody, to get an opinion. Don't think that, you have all the answers. Somebody else could really help you through navigating the energies of this week ahead. So that's what we have for you this time, Earth signs, and that wraps up my material matters. But I want to remind everybody that on Sunday mornings when we release this at 10 a.m., I'll be in the chat, and I will be chatting with everybody weekly. So come and check out the show live, when it premieres, so that I can have a little talk and say hi. I really enjoy that. And don't forget Mr. O's Material Matters, which appears every Friday morning from 10 a.m. also, and he will be appearing in the chat occasionally too to say hi. So good luck with everybody. Hope the money is flowing this week. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.